What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and it's time for another Halloween video. Today I'm going to be talking about the TV show Gravity Falls. Why Gravity Falls? Well, the show perfectly fits the Halloween theme. It has all kinds of paranormal activity, ranging from ghosts to zombies to all kinds of mysteries and intrigue and just really good atmosphere, lake monsters and shit like that. So I really felt that it fit the Halloween theme. Despite the series not really being, like, scary or anything, or creepy. Well, occasionally, but still, getting ahead of myself. That's why I chose it for Halloween month. Also, the backwards message in my Batman review was me saying, Gravity Falls is next, or next is Gravity Falls. I thought that would be a cute little thing to do, because the show likes to throw backwards messages and little hidden things in your face. So enough about me and my little bullshit. What do I think of the show? Before I get to what I think of the show, I guess it's fair to give a basic setup for the series. I primarily talk about anime, so some of you guys may not have ever even heard of this show. Gravity Falls is about two twins named Dipper and Mabel Pines. Well, I think Dipper's a nickname, but whatever, I don't know his real name, no one does. They go to Gravity Falls, Oregon, a little town to live with their grunkle Stan, which stands for Great Uncle. He owns a tourist trap called the Mystery Shack, and Dipper's all into the mysteries. He's heard about Gravity Falls, he's been seeing weird things, and he ends up finding a journal that documents all of this stuff. So he's like, yes, I'm right, there are weird things going on, I'm gonna study it. Mabel helps him out, but she's not as interested in it as he is, which plays a big part later on in the series. And yeah. So also this video is spoiler free, by the way, if you were planning on checking out the series, which I highly recommend. So, with that being said, that's the setup of the story. He hunts down and looks over the journal and looks for mysterious things that are going on, and they have like their adventures and stuff. That's the basic setup. Now, to talk about the characters. We've got Dipper and Mabel. They're basically the two main characters. They share the spot. I would say Dipper's a bit more of like a main character because he's got the journal, he's doing all the studying, and he's doing all the mysterious, you know, plot stuff, but Mabel is there. She does share a lot of screen time with him. So how do they work well off of each other as main characters? They work very well off of each other. Dipper kind of has this I want to grow up too fast attitude, while Mabel has this I want to stay a kid forever attitude. And those two attitudes work really well off of each other. Dipper being kind of the straight man, but very straightforward with what he says to people, very honest, even if it's a dick thing to say, he'll still say it because he's like that. If he doesn't like the person, of course. And yeah, even though he's the straight man, he actually does get some really good jokes, so there's that. And then Mabel, she's silly, she's goofy, she's kind of dumb, but not really, she's boy crazy. But yeah, she's really quirky and just an extremely fun character with a lot of great quotable lines. So yeah, they work really well off each other, they have great characterization, and it's just a really good duo of main characters, even though, like I said, Dipper's probably a little bit over Mabel. So then you've got the side characters, or I guess, no, they're still main characters, they're just not the primary main characters. You have Stan Pines, their uncle, or their great uncle, I should say. He is one of the best cartoon characters I've seen in years. He's funny, he's got really good character depth, a lot of his jokes are great adult humor that kids won't even understand, and he's just a great character. I really, without saying, you know, without spoiling anything, he's just fun, interesting, mysterious. A lot of the plot and mystery has to revolve around what he's doing in his secret basement, and it's just really cool. Yeah, so love Stan Pines, fantastic character. Really not much else to say, so I'll move on to the next one. He is my favorite character in the show, by the way. So moving on to Seuss the Mechanic. This is just a hilarious character. He's got a little bit of character depth. There's a couple of there's a couple of episodes dedicated to his character and developing him and giving him more backstory and everything, and they're really good, but he is really just a great comedic character. He's dumb, but he's not too obnoxiously dumb. He messes up sometimes, but he's still a great character and just so funny, so quotable. Love Seuss, amazing character, you know, from a comedic standpoint. Then you have Wendy, who I don't really even classify as a main character because she hardly ever does anything. She's funny when she's there. She's kind of this frat girl, high schooler. She likes having fun and partying and breaking the rules. But she's not too, like, stereotypical or generic about it, which I also like. There's aspects about her that are very unique. And she's also the target of Dipper's affection. Dipper has a crush on her. Even though she's drastically taller than him, there's only a 3-year difference, so it's not really creepy or anything. But yeah, he likes her. She is aware-ish of it, but she not really. And yeah, so that's an okay aspect of the series. It's not the greatest, but everything else about her is pretty fun. I wish she appeared more in the series because she's very underutilized. Talk about that more in the flaws of the series, but for now, that's the main characters. So, yeah, I could talk about some of the townspeople because they're really good too. It's not like a Springfield level of townspeople. That's just an amazing cast of characters, like everybody in Springfield. But it's still a really good cast of characters in the town of Gravity Falls. And if I talked about the villains, I'd be going into spoiler territory. So, yeah, I'll just say Bill, super fun, super threatening, funny and threatening at the same time, which is really weird. Just a great, mysterious, awesome villain. Gideon, not as good of a villain. Funny, kind of creepy. The southern accent doesn't do him any favors. It's hard for a character I can't stand a southern accent, so it's really hard for me to get into a character that has a southern accent. I think Gideon is okay, but a southern accent just really bothers me. If you have a southern accent and you're watching this video, you do you. I'm not saying you sound stupid. For me, southern accents, they're annoying for me. Just me personally, don't be offended. But, yeah, so that's Gideon. There's one other character I'll mention, but I'll talk about that in my flaws of the series video. So, I guess I will move on. When talking about the story a little bit more in depth, I don't want to, like, spoil anything. So I guess I'll talk about the structure of the show and how the story is told. It's somewhat episodic, but there are a lot of plot-heavy episodes that pretty much take priority over the episodic, funny episodes. I mean, the plot episodes are funny too, but they have more heavy things going on in them usually. And I think that's a good pattern because a lot of shows, like, well, Steven Universe is pretty damn plot-heavy, but Adventure Time likes to set up some plots, take about 20 episodes of comedic nothing happening and then following up on it. That structure works okay, but I like that this series tells the story more directly, more cohesively. You don't forget a plot line like in Adventure Time and see it come back and be like, wait, what was happening when we last saw it? That doesn't happen in Gravity Falls. It tells the story very precisely, very cleanly. I think that's very good. It does wrap up story arcs, and I can say that the story arcs that it does start wrap up very well, so the series is not going to pull like a Lost on you. If anybody's seen Lost or you know Lost has like a shitty ending, it doesn't pull that kind of thing. It can set up a mystery, follow through with it, and deliver a fantastic payoff, at least in my opinion. So, yeah, without spoiling too much, that's the basic setup for the story and how everything is structured, and it's really good. It's really well done. It's not what you see from cartoons a lot of times, and it's just really a breath of fresh air compared to other shows. So yeah, also the show is 22 minutes. Every episode's 22 minutes long, which I never see. Most of the Cartoon Network shows I've been watching as of lately, because I've been in like a cartoon mood. Gee, can you tell? With Batman and this now. But yeah, a lot of modern cartoons, especially on Cartoon Network, they're all like 11-minute episodes. And it used to be 11-minute episode, put them together, a 22-minute block. Now it's just one 11-minute episode a week, or day, or whatever. So yeah, it's really nice to see a 22 minutes per episode show that has like a main plot and then like a subplot going on. It's just really nice, really well structured. Again, very nice breath of fresh air. So moving on to things that I think set this show apart. I basically already said them. The mystery element, the adult jokes, the character depth. We see some of that stuff in other shows like Adventure Time and everything, but the way it's done here is different. The way this tells its story is different, and it's just really good. But as I said, I've already talked about all the things that make it stand out compared to other shows. Also, the little, like, hidden messages and everything, those are really cool, too. I don't have time to solve all those fucking things, but that's what the internet's for. And yeah, some of those messages are really cool. So, yeah, those are the things I think that set it apart, you know. But I guess to move on to things I don't like about the series, it's not too big of a list, but I do have some things to say. One of my minor complaints about the story of Gravity Falls is the Dipper Wendy thing, because it's kind of obvious that she's not going to go for him. There's just, even though the age difference isn't that big, it's just, she's so tall, like, compared to him. It's just, it'd be weird if they actually got into a relationship, especially since he's always trying to act cool around her. From day one, it didn't feel like this was going to be something that would actually happen. So when the episodes come, I'm just kind of like, okay, Dipper's going to try, he's probably going to fail, or even if they do have a nice moment with each other, it's probably just going to be a friendly moment. And that's pretty much what happens. So, well, it's not bad. That is an aspect to the show I'm not really a fan of. The only thing about the show I really don't like is the character Robbie. He's just the bully. He's not particularly funny. He's not particularly douchey. He just kind of exists. He's just the bully character who is in the way of Dipper being with Wendy, and he's just boring and lame. He gets a couple of funny jokes here and there. I'm pretty sure every character has had at least one funny joke in this series, including him, but he's just a bad character. I just don't like when he appears. He has really no character development or character growth, but still, he's tolerable. He's not terrible. I'm not a huge fan of him at all. So, with that being said, no, it's really all the major flaws I have. I can't really think of much else that I don't like about the series, honestly. It tells everything, really nicely. There's not really any execution problems. No, it's just really, really good. There's no, animation problems. I guess, yeah, I can wrap this up and move on to the technicals. The animation's gorgeous. It's a simplistic art style, but it really works comedically. And it's mainly in the dialogue and writing where a lot of the comedy comes from, but it's still animated really well. The backgrounds are filled with all kinds of little hidden things for you to find, and messages, and little cameos and references. And it's just really fun. It feels like these guys have a plan. They're planning things out, which is why the pacing is so good. And yeah, the voice acting and everything sounds great. Dipper sounds like a 30-year-old guy, which is weird, but once you get used to it, it really works for his character, especially when you consider it maybe as symbolic of him wanting to grow up so much. He has an older voice. But yeah, he was definitely interesting, to say the least, when I first heard him. But yeah, the audio's great, video's great, animation's beautiful, and yeah, like I said, without spoiling anything, I can't talk about too much, but what a good series, man. It is so awesome. Even if you're not a big cartoon fan, you really like, because I love anime. I like anime more than cartoons, but I'm a cartoon guy as well. I recommend this show. I highly recommend you check it out. It's really, really good. Even if you're not a big cartoon fan, this show really hooked me pretty quick. It's very funny, very, very well done plot. Love the show. So, I'm kind of getting tired because I'm recording this video a little bit late. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to give Gravity Falls a 9 out of 10. It is absolutely amazing. In fact, I'd probably even go as far as to say a 10 out of 10. My highest rating is 11, for those of you who don't know. An 11 out of 10, which is for something that just completely blows me away. A couple episodes of Gravity Falls may get 11 out of 10s, but as a series, as a whole, it's a 10 out of 10. Now, I know that's a higher rating than Batman. They're two totally different shows. I'm not really sure which one I prefer. Probably Gravity Falls, but still, it's just, you gotta talk about them differently. They're two totally different animals, so yeah. 10 out of 10 for Gravity Falls. Absolutely love it. And like I said, I would give a couple episodes in there in Season 2. I would give them 11 out of 10, so yeah, if you haven't seen the show, Check it out. I'm done rambling. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys think of Gravity Falls in the comment section below. Have you seen it? Do you plan to see it after seeing this video? Yeah, just tell me your general thoughts on it. Follow me on Instagram if you would please. I post things there sometimes. Give this video a thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.